so excited about today's show.
More cowbell, more volume.
More volume, more volume.
Okay.
Sarah, from Hey Fraser.
It's a podcast, not a cast pod. Hey, Fraser.
Every day.
She'll make you say,
Oh my God.
She got the scoop.
on pop culture news, so grab a drink. It ain't what you think. It's Sarah
And the crew. Oh my God. I cannot believe it. We are back live in studio. I know we have been away far too long. Monday, we were not live. I apologize. I believe it's the first time in at least 2 years. I believe since our Sammy K days. And Sammy was on the very first year, season 1, I like to call it, of the Hey Fraser show. Season 2 was Paul.
Yeah.
And now we're on to season 3 with AJ.
I have to say, I've enjoyed the most. I don't know about anybody
Highest
else,
ratings.
but
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, so I've never missed a show. I think Sammy and I missed like maybe one because back in the day we were doing like 3 shows a week.
Yeah.
So, but Monday I was so physically and mentally exhausted and just like taking it in. I am finally a married woman. Can you believe it?
absolutely not. This is like the biggest day.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you've had a lot of big days in your lifetime, but for sure, this is such a big milestone. And you're allowed a free card for taking a day off.
I feel bad. Like, I feel like I'm inundating people online, but I'm reliving. Every morning I wake up and I just watch all the videos. The wedding was more magical than I ever could have anticipated.
It ended up being perfect. I mean, besides like a few minor mishaps with like bodily functions, but like it was so good. The whole thing, it was a dream.
Okay, we have a ton of things to get to today on the show. Okay, so I'm just going to tease it with this. First of all, yeah, it is true. You have heard it. There have been rumblings. AJ auditioned for Saturday Night Live this week in New York City. We are going to get into exactly. This woman's dream is happening in front of your eyes. Like, if you've been following this podcast, her dream has literally been to be on SNL, and it is like coming to fruition. Fruition?
Fruition. However you say that word. I don't know.
Anyway, it's actually fucking happening, okay? Then my wedding was this past weekend. You guys have been hearing all the stories, all the drama, getting wasted in front of my mother-in-law, all the stuff. Okay, it was amazing. We're going to do a full recap. I'm going to tell you, people want to know all my vendors, where my shoes are from. I'm going to give you all the rundown. It was fabulous. I mean, we just had like, it was so good. Someone danced their tampon out on the dance floor at my wedding. Like their bloody ass fucking tampon.
And it wasn't Sarah.
I thought to God it was me. I swear to God. I swear to God. It was when I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Like, oh shit, emergency.
I have danced my tampon out.
I have danced that mofo out.
Because it's not unlike me. Because if you know the show, you know before my husband. And now I get to say my husband. Like, Schman is my husband. It's Mr. and Mrs. Schman.
You've been saying that for like the past 6 months. As when he got engaged, we proposed.
My
you're
husband.
like, my husband. I was like, bitch, you don't have the ring yet. Okay.
Now
she does.
I am seriously a wifey. It is crazy. And people are always like, oh, you feel so different. I feel not a thing.
I was going to say,
don't feel any different.
When you woke up, like the days after, besides being exhausted, did you like look over to Schman and be like, babe, like we're married?
Oh yeah, we've been like nonstop. We're like, we're husband and wife. Like, I'm
This is
so
horrible.
excited. Like
But you don't feel like it's nothing. It's not like turning 25. Like it's nothing. It's like just like, yes, I already knew
No.
it. We felt it already.
No. I don't feel anything except for when I'm unemployed. I don't have money in my bank account. I feel that. Like that's the kid.
I feel
like,
a hole in my pocket. How do you
let me
do
tell
these
you,
veils?
these veils are awful. These veils are the worst. I'm telling you, like, no. Reality sets in for me when you log on to wellsfargo.com and there's $20.
like,
You're
shit.
like,
Ever been
okay.
hit with that negative balance, that bouncing checks?
Remember when I decided to quit radio? Not a good move. Okay.
Starting
That's
my own
the only-
business? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, starting. Otherwise, I feel no, I'm so happy. It's just like for us, timing was right. It took us 6 years. We've broken up. We've been to couples therapy. I feel like we knew each other, and about like last fall, shit got real for us. It was like, look, are we doing this or are we moving on and finding other people? Because like I got people in the wings.
At this point, like, you know, I'm at geriatric pregnancy, so we better get this rodeo on the motherfucking road.
And from that moment on, it was like, it's just been on. And it was, and I could not believe how emotional he was. I was so emotional on the day. And I'm just going to tell you my favorite parts.
Can we like recap right now?
Yeah, wait, hold on. I'm gonna hit 2 sponsors. I'm gonna thank two people, and then we're gonna get into full complete, like everything that's happening. Park Potomac, we absolutely love. AJ and I this week are going to be posting our Park Potomac happy hour bar crawl for you. If you haven't been to Park Potomac, it sits on the top of the Beltway on 270, right there in Potomac, Maryland. It's beautiful. You can eat, shop, happy hour, live. If you are looking for a new spot for your offices, they are for you. Go to parkpotomac.com. They're going to be having some awesome fall events where AJ and I are going to be doing a pop-up podcast. But check them out. They have high-end shopping. The food is unbelievable. You can get to Founding Farmers, which is one of their original location. Addie's is awesome. Gringos and Mariachis we love. The shopping is unbelievable. You can have coffee, get your hair done, socialize with friends. Again, go to parkpotomac.com today. Check out everything that they have and also make the decision to live there. You won't regret it. Tell them that the Hey Frase podcast sent you. We love them. Also, let's thank True Orthodontics. True Orthodontics is our newest sponsor, which we love. And if you follow my story at Hey Frase, you probably saw AJ there this week. True Orthodontics has locations in Fairfax and Burke. And then what did you have done, AJ, this week?
So True is awesome because they're one of the first orthodontics places that has a 3D scanner. So instead of doing that whole mold thing, did you ever have to do that for braces or anything?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So it's like that pink mold that you get put into your mouth and it takes forever. So this is a 3D scan, takes 2 minutes. I did the whole thing, super easy, painless, and you get a whole entire 3D scan of your mouth. They send it back to the people, like the people in the back, that do all like the hard work. They make the mold super fast, Invisalign. They do braces. They have free consultations, especially for Hey Frase. If you walk in there, they have an amazing deal right now, $1,000 off any orthodontic procedures, which is like fantastic. And I asked him, I was like, okay, what are the prices we're looking at? $2,500 for like the full Invisalign braces. They do the back braces.
That's amazing. That's a lot more affordable than braces.
Way more affordable. I remember my mom was like dying with my braces payments. And I was like, bitch,
too.
my teeth need to be straight. I'm just kidding. I begged her for braces.
I'm going to be on SNL.
This smile is going to be worth $2 someday. So, but they are so sweet in there. I met the amazing woman. She's like the marketing coordinator. She's awesome. And they're just great. So for any Hey Frase listeners, $1,000 off. They also do the free financing and free first consultation. And then we're going to be doing a really big giveaway for their teeth whitening, which you can get at Sephora, but this is a special one. It's like dentist, like 10 times stronger. So you're going to see me in 5 days. These pearly whites.
The before and after. We're following the journey of those pearly whites all the way to SNL.
All the way to SNL. You know what I'm saying? So True Orthodontics, amazing. They have 2 locations, Fairfax and Burke, and they're just incredible. Like I walked in there and they have just seats like lined up, and the whole place was full.
5-star facility.
5 stars.
Their website is True TRU. Okay, so truorthodontics.us. We love them and welcome on the Hey Frase podcast. And of course, we tell you guys this, but you all take this to heart and you really do it, and we appreciate it. But the best way to support this show is to support our sponsors. So please make appointments and please frequent them. All right, let's get into the full wedding. I want to tell you.
Yes, Sarah.
First of all, can I just tell you this? And a lot of people are texting me, was Paul Wharton there? I'll tell you about that.
No, start with that, please.
You shady bitch. I love it so much.
No. Paul Wharton. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Paul Wharton was not there. The DC friends that came were my friends Claudine, AJ, Liz, TK. I think that was the DC show, right? And our friend EB.
Yeah.
So I believe those were the only DC people that came.
Yep, Liz's friend, who was really, really awesome. Yeah. I think.
Oh, and my friend Matt, he came.
Oh, it's
Matt Shepard.
Sammy Simpson, but he now lives in New York.
He lives in New York.
Right.
Sammy, who's like been my mentor forever. So Paul did not make it, and Paul had called me. He called us about a week ago, and he basically just said, look, I've had a crazy summer. I apologize. I'm getting my life in order, but long story short, I really can't make it unless you feel like I really, really need to be there, and I will do everything I can to make it there. And I was like, look, do not stress. I mean, I know how Paul works. Paul is like, what we love about Paul is like larger than life. He's in multiple places at once. He has many commitments going on. So he didn't make it, and it's all good.
And it's all fine. Although we would have loved for him to be there because he's always just loud and fun, and he would have like kept the party going till like 5 a.m.
I know, and
but
like,
it's okay.
So, he's trying to
on?
FaceTime us
this
now.
Bitch. I wonder. He's Is he?
Camera went
like
up.
calling us off the hooks.
The camera went up. But anyway, no, people were asking me that, and I'm like, look, guys, Paul and I and AJ are always all good. It is not a big deal. Of course, I would have loved for him to be there, and he'd called you like last minute, right? He wanted to land a helicopter on the lawn of the 1812 farm. Which, here's the thing, like if Paul had been there, he probably would have done that. And then like the whole wedding would have turned into the Paul Wharton show, because that's like who Paul is.
Tells me, sweetie, is there enough space in the reception area to land a plane? I was like, Paul, it's in the back of a backyard. I mean, yes, it's a large venue, but we've got tents and we've got lawn letters and it's a lot going on. Sweetie, I'll let you know when I'm landing, but I'm coming in from the Hamptons. It's going to be fabulous. But I want you to make an announcement when I'm arriving. I'm like, this is not the Paul Wharton wedding. This is the Sarah and Dan wedding. I just need you to know. But although it would have been a really big entrance, it would have been fabulous. But he's like, where is it again? I'm like, I've told you once. It's in fucking Wisconsin where Sarah was born. Like, what the fuck? He's like, now what airport is that?
I sent him the fucking invitation months ago. I knew, here's the thing, and I don't want Paul to feel bad. I think Paul is like calling and everything because he
like,
wants to like
bitch.
weigh it. It's totally fine. And I told him that. When he didn't RSVP, I'm like, this man is going to be out in LA. He's doing his juice cleanse.
Yes. Klonopin. No, what is the...
A colonic? The coffee colonic? Yeah, I think he was having that. Anyway, it was all good. So he did not make it, but it was fine.
Well,
We
do you
had
like
an amazing time.
I'm just waiting for him to like text me. You fucking bitch. Anyway.
We did. That was like, well, that's the truth that we love him.
We love him to death.
But, like with Paul, like, it's like,
So his life is so busy. And it's just
so busy.
Yeah.
It's so busy. And I think that's like the best part about Paul and the worst part about Paul is like, you don't know when he's going to show up.
Yes, but when he does, you're super happy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But I think it worked out great. And I know when he'll be back here. Oh, is he FaceTiming you?
You want to FaceTime him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul,
sweetie.
Oh shit, you can't hear. Hold on.
That's why you didn't come.
Yes, I hear you.
Honey, you're on the
I
podcast.
was trying to get to that wedding, sweetie. No, I really tried, AJ. AJ told me, she said, child, it's
We
only
got-
2 hours from the airport.
I said it was an hour from the airport. He goes, oh fuck no. What am I supposed to do? Rent a car? Yeah, we have feedback from the video that he's watching, the live stream we have going on right now. And I can hear us 10 seconds after from this. He's saying, all I have to say is, I tried.
And me and AJ were trying to coordinate coming in right when they say, speak now or forever hold your peace. And then she was going to text me.
And be like, Paul, arrive now.
Wait,
And then I
Paul.
was going to be like, I object.
Wait, or
And then I said, is that going to be okay with her? And she said, I think so.
Sarah has a good sense of humor, right?
I
Anyway, I love you. You were a beautiful bride. I'm listening to everything, and you know I love you, and
I
we'll
know.
be there. I'm going to do something special for you, honey. I've got something special planned. It's going to be big.
You do not need to do a thing. We love you. It's all good. And I know you would have been there if everything, you had a crazy summer, it's all fine. And honestly,
I love you.
I love you too. And it was better. Like if you landed the helicopter, I would have been pissed and I probably never would have spoken to you again. So it's good that you didn't. It's good that you didn't.
Oh, God.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
honey.
Paul.
Love
Love
you.
you.
Bye. So anyway, so yes, people were hitting me up about that, but so all good. But what I loved is, you know what, the best part about weddings, and you know, we had gone back and forth. Maybe we'll elope. Maybe we'll just like, you know, we don't want to spend the money because we'd set out for a $20,000 budget, and I will tell you right now, $20,000 only buys the food. Like that is only the food. That is nothing
Great
else.
set. But can I say one thing? Where were the lobsters? I mean, they did have the quiche lobsters, but I was waiting for lobster rolls.
Okay.
Is that expensive?
Yes.
By any chance, is lobster rolls for like 150 people expensive? Because I was like, where are the fucking lobster skewers?
We couldn't afford it. We
God
couldn't afford
damn
it. I know. You're on your own to get a lobster roll.
Well,
Lobster rolls are like $25 to $30 a roll in Maine.
what about at Red's? And I left too early to even get food at Red's.
Red's Eats, famous lobster
Red's Eats.
shack in
Yeah.
Maine, in the hometown that I grew up in.
Yes.
Yeah, $27.99, $30 a lobster roll. Yeah, that's why we did not serve any lobster. We did little lobster. There was like a few
Quiches.
flakes.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what's this, a quiche? Oh, mixed in with mostly egg?
Yeah.
Great. I'll take 50. Like, but your skewers are really good, like the appetizers.
Oh yeah, and I really enjoyed the chicken and waffles with the maple syrup, the Maine maple syrup. That one gave me life.
That one gave me so much life. Schmiggy, you know, he's like a big waffle and chicken. But I just was like kind of already tipsy and I just ate the whole thing. And it was a lot to swallow. Like it's a lot going down.
There was a lot. It was a lot.
Maybe like one or like three more bites could have been great, but I just like snuffed the whole thing down. I was like,
I want to, like, seriously though, I love you. Like, you came through and no way. Like,
Love you, bitch.
you left
Well,
at 7 p.m. on Friday night. You and your man drove all through the night. This woman got in at 4:30, 5 in the morning, sleeps
6:30
for
in
a
the
couple
morning, yes.
hours.
No, it was definitely an adventure. I was falling asleep a couple times. We had 2 different energy drinks. Don't ever drink this one called Armor. It has like 360 milligrams of caffeine in it. It'll have you fucking wired. Well, no, my heart was like palpitating as I was driving in the middle of the night. Where's fucking Maine? Like, I don't even know where we were.
When I saw your Insta story that you were leaving at 7 p.m. at night, I was like, this bitch is going to roll into the church.
It's
this
really
is crazy.
Schmiggy's problem. We had he just moved into a new apartment and it was like a whole thing. And he had to like clean the old apartment so he wouldn't get charged. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, get charged. Like, we have to get on the road. And so at 7 o'clock, we finally roll out. I was
you
like,
were a true friend, honest to God.
I would have done it over again. Like, we're fine. We're like, what? We can do this.
So the highways were open. You know, Paul could have gotten the Beamer then, and he could have done it. He could have followed you up, right? The highways were open?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, there's ways to fucking get to Maine. We drove there, left at 8 a.m. the following day, got wasted with your bestie, Sarah Hua. Sarah Hua and her husband were taking shots from the Grey Goose bottle.
I mean, honest to God, they were so much fun.
Doesn't she have a newborn?
I think her son, Grayson's like almost a year, I think, or a year.
She was still breastfeeding at your bachelorette party.
Yeah. No, that doesn't stop her. That was awesome.
No, it does not. Her and her husband are so much fun.
Here's why I wanted to have a wedding, because Dan and I did not get drunk. We did not eat the edibles that people were sharing. We literally wanted to take in and remember every single moment of the wedding.
Yeah.
And why I wanted to do it is when I went to your hotel room that night, because it was AJ and Liz and TK and our friend Esther and all these women that I love. You guys were all partying together in this hotel room. And I was like, oh my God, I just cried the whole day because I thought to myself, here are women from different parts of my life, radio days, college, high school, all coming together and getting along and having the best time. And I just cried. It was unbelievable.
I don't really remember the bus ride there. I have no idea how everybody got from the wedding to back to my room, but all of a sudden we were just chilling, drinking Grey Goose. I was like, this is great. So you had such a good wedding. I want to hear highs and lows.
Okay, well, first of all, nobody told me the ceremony I am not nervous in front of people. I was wrecked. When you get up there and they're like, okay, repeat after us.
Yes, I know.
Sarah, take you, Dan, in good times and in bad.
Yes.
I could not keep it together. I was so emotional. It was so hard to get that out.
Dan cried too.
Oh, Dan was so emotional. He cried the minute he saw me.
Yeah.
It was so sweet. Dan's kind of a low-key emotional guy anyway. He pretends that he has no emotions, he's robotic. But then the layers are peeling back. He's very emotional.
I was crying the whole entire ceremony.
So I couldn't stop crying. And then our moms lit the unity candle together.
That was the cutest thing.
To unite the families. Yeah. I couldn't keep it together.
I actually took a video of that. I'll have to send that to you as well. They were really, and they're both so cute, and they hugged, and it was so cute.
It was super emotional. Yeah. And then my mom, you'll have to bring up this picture. I sent this to you. My mom had, she's a rug hooker. She's a hooker. So she's a hookah. So she hooks rugs in Maine, and she had made us a prayer rug, which is a rug that you stand on, and it says, here in this spot on August 10th, 2019, Dan Rabin and Sarah Fraser became husband and wife or whatever, and then she hooked various things like soccer balls and microphones and things that represent Dan and me, and Dan went to Michigan State. So it that rug was so meaningful. And she's going to enter it in some county fair, so I couldn't even take it home with me.
Wait, what?
Yeah. She was when we went to leave Sunday, she's like, leave the rug. I'm going to enter it in the Windsor County Fair. They think I can get a blue ribbon. I was like, okay, Mom, okay.
Wait, are you serious? You're like, Mom, serious. I can't even take this home with me?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Oh,
couldn't
God,
even take
where
the
is
rug
it?
home.
Here's the donut while I'm looking through all.
Okay, yeah, where is it?
Here's the boudoir.
Oh, yeah, you guys are getting boudoir shoot, penis shoot. Okay, oh my God, we've gone through the whole cycles of the wedding. I'm glad it's over because there was so much partying leading up.
Oh my God, you were ready to.
I was done. I was so done. So that was a nerve-wracking moment. The reception was everything I had dreamed. Rained in the morning. The weather cleared. It was beautiful blue skies.
Cleared for the reception where we were outside. It was amazing.
It was unbelievable. Okay, so I just want to tell, because people want to know who I recommend. So if you're getting married in New England, this is what I would do, all right? The 1812 Farm is the venue that we got married at. They are 5-star. Sarah Maurer, who runs it, I can't give them enough shout outs. By the way, none of this is endorsed. So there were only 2 things that I did any sort of agreement with. Power Up Snacks did our little giveaway gifts, which we love Power Up Snacks. And then Bloomingdale's and I worked together on the engagement rings, which you have to buy there because they have unbelievable deals. Otherwise, everybody else, there was no...
You paid for that.
Yes. I'm giving you like truly who I would hire. Sarah Maurer, 1812 Farm, get married in Bristol, Maine. These guys are unbelievable. 5-star. The food was amazing. They grew a lot of our vegetables next door, like all the vegetables, the potatoes.
That's incredible.
Yes. At like a farm next door, super local. And their team could not have been better. We did open bar for like 4 hours. Then we went back to just beer and wine. Completely worth it. Then we had hired, which this was a huge hit. We did a vintage camper photo booth.
So, oh my God, I had so much fun in there.
Everybody got in, takes pictures, and then that is your guest book because they print the picture out immediately and then people sign a well wish to you. So the Main Tinkerer was the company. Highly recommend. Your Love and Lights, they did the 5 foot, they're actually 5 feet high lawn letters. Obsessed. Huge hit. They spell out Mr. and Mrs. They can spell out your name. You can do anything you want. It was less than $1,000 to rent, including delivery. Worth every dime. All right. You'll see them on my Instagram at HeyFrase. I would highly recommend them. I went low key cheap on things like we did not get car services. There was no limousine that delivered us. Like my mom and brother drove us like in the car. Dan's family just brought him. My shoe. People wanted to know where my shoes were from. My shoes were from TJ Maxx. They were wedges from Kate Spade.
How low key are we?
$60. I changed into sneakers under the dress, low key.
Were you wearing your
my
geriatric
Hoka.
sneakers?
Yes, I got my geriatric shoes on.
I die. They're fucking like Skechers with the big ass, like, you know, the ramp that helps your butt.
Oh, they were complete
The arch.
Skechers. Oh, they got the arch. They got the insoles. They were like complete orthopedic.
I love you.
I changed into those. So I'm trying to think of what other vendors I need to mention.
Donut wall?
Okay, the
What you
donut
guys
wall.
made.
We built the donut wall. You can show a picture of that. The donut wall took us 2 days to make, all from Home Depot. Probably about $100 investment. We did it with pegboard, did pegs. It's a pain in the fucking ass to build, but I think it was amazing. And the donuts were a huge hit from Holy Donut in Portland.
I think they were too.
But it's a giant pain in the ass. It took us 2 or 3 days of working
Did you
on
guys
this.
right? But like who set up everything? Like you had a whole team. Like
So
the farm?
1812 farm,
Okay.
we had to deliver everything to them earlier in the day or earlier in the
Okay.
week. Like we
Okay.
put together the signs that say chocolate, sea salt, pomegranate, lemon. But they set up everything. This donut wall was totally worth it. And then my niece made a little sign that says, "Do not touch until dessert."
I walked up right up to the wall because that's like first thing you see when you walk into the reception, because then you go downstairs to the actual backyard. Grabbed it, saw her sign, tried to read it, got it, put the donut back, and it was like, oh, got it. Okay, so saved that. Loved it.
I loved it. The donut wall, I couldn't recommend enough. It was awesome.
Your niece is how old?
13.
13 going on motherfucking 30.
She is a
She was
wild woman.
twerking. She had a whole new outfit because she just workout, just dance clothes. Took that dress off, was just dancing all over the place.
Yeah, and I had to
Was she
reprimand her.
sober?
I was like, "Excuse me, I don't think so. We're not going that low."
She was getting the lowest.
Lowest.
Wow, I was amazed by her. I was like, wow, I was not there at 13. I was confused.
Yeah, she's a little too much. All
was
the
incredible.
flowers were from the flower spot in Richmond, Virginia. In Richmond, Maine. She did an unbelievable job. Who else? Am I missing anyone? Oh, the DJ was 5 stars.
DJ, love the DJ.
DJ Vortex from The Music Man.
I love
Highly
her. She
recommend
looks
them.
like just like a mom from Maine, but her name is DJ Vortex. Like, what is this? Like,
Yeah, I
she
know.
has a double life. I was like, ma'am, okay. Oh, all right, DJ. And I go up to her, I was like, can you play Usher? Yeah. And she's like, don't worry, it's in the lineup.
Yeah.
It's later. I'm like, okay. As long as the Usher's in there, we're good.
Because, DJs now, like when we were talking to them leading up to it, so they all have agreements that essentially, unless the bride and groom come over and say it's okay to take song requests, they don't. Like they just shuffle you guys around like, oh, yeah, we'll do it. But they don't really, because people harass them so much at weddings and then the bride and groom get upset. Now, we basically said, look, as long as it's like along the playlist, we don't care if people make requests. But, they also had a no mic policy. So if we hadn't said like, hey, these are the people we want to speak, then you can't just randomly go up and get the mic because there's been so many disasters.
Oh, I'm sure. Like people are just like, you can't even get that fucking mic. And they just start rambling on and on.
All the pictures were done by Joff, who we love.
Joff.
Yeah, I know. Joff is amazing. You need
Love
to
him
follow
so
him.
much.
Joff Auto Photography on Instagram. Pam, of course, Pam DeKino did all my makeup and hair, flew to
Pam.
with her family. I mean, did my mom's, my niece, my mother-in-law. It was unreal.
Unreal. What time do you guys start? It's like 5
We started
a.m.
at 5 a.m. Old Hollywood Glam was for me. Hair extensions from Lux. See, I've just basically planned your wedding for you, so you're all set.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And try to have something more with lobster. That's it.
Okay, you know what? You better get the SNL coin because that shit is expensive. All right. So 2 more things, then I want to talk SNL. So we had somebody basically dance their bloody tampon out on the floor. Can anyone's wedding rival that? Like, I'm dancing there, right, having the time of my life. I look down and there's this soaking, blooding tampon. This thing you could have rang out 3 times. It was like so intense.
So you look down, you're like, this can't be real. I'm staring at a tampon on the D floor. You actually saw a tampon.
Oh, full on. But here's the craziest part. I was like, this is my tampon. Like, I have danced my tampon out. Because you guys know me, like, the guy that I dated before my husband, like, I had my period on their white, like, dining room table at Thanksgiving. So, like, I always just, like, my period's everywhere. I'm completely not prepared. All right.
You had your period on your wedding? That's annoying, though. Like, worst,
always
Aunt Flo, always worst timing. Okay.
Always worst timing, right? So I'm like, oh my God, I've completely danced my tampon out, right? So I said to these other little girls, my cousins, I was like, don't worry, I'm just going to shuffle it under my dress and push it over to the side, and then we'll get some paper towels. Just make sure there's not a thing.
Yeah.
I kick it over. This looked like I had stabbed somebody in the chest and dragged him across the floor. There was so much blood. I was like, oh my God, it was a murder scene on the dance floor. Meanwhile, kids are down there bare feet. We had 33 children. No,
the babies
33 kids. The kids are, red
they're
paint.
rolling on the floor.
They're rolling in the blood. I'm like, oh my God, someone's going to get herpes. Like, this is, what kind of thing? Who pops out their dance floor? So I'm telling everybody, somebody like get paper towels. They do try to wipe up the streak, only they just grind it into the wood floor. I was like, oh my God, for God's sakes. I run upstairs to the bathroom only to discover my tampon was in.
You're like, I'm safe. It's not me. It's not me.
It's not me.
I would have been so nervous.
No one will admit it. Everybody was on their period and everyone's like, it's not me. I'm like, bitch, it's one of you because it's not me. But then I thought to myself, you know what? That's what good of a wedding was. Someone went down and their soaking tampon just came right out.
And so hard, they just exploded on the dance floor.
Had to be someone really drunk because that thing hadn't been changed in hours.
It
was like
hanging
the wedding on by a thread. Poor thing. It was. It fell for that tampon. It had been punished. It was like so soaked. Had nowhere to go.
Viewer discretion advised. We don't have a picture of the tampon, actually. That would have been a riot. But no, you came up to me. You're like, Age, your fucking tampon fell out. I was like, am I even on my period right now? Like, what? I got so nervous. I was like, wait, am I that drunk? I forgot that I'm actually not even on my...
I know who it was. There was another woman that was on the dance floor and she was getting so low and she
was living her best life.
She was living her best life. And I'm like, that bitch is drunk enough. Like that. Like no one noticed like a bloody streak. I guess it's one of those things you're not going to admit to except for me.
They turned the lights low. Yeah, right. I would have admitted, but I wouldn't have been like...
And this is what you're a mess. When like for me, I didn't hesitate for 1 second. I was like, it's mine. It's mine.
Don't worry, folks. Well, also, you're the bride. You can get away with anything on your day.
People are like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm like,
bitch, I'm not.
I was like, even if it was mine, I still wasn't concerned. I was like, oh, well. Yeah. I just didn't realize how soaked it was. So I kicked it across the floor. I was like,
shriek.
I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Was
like 1,000 DNA samples there. It was insane.
It was a murder scene.
It was a complete murder scene. Like they solved the case. There was enough samples for like 18 tests.
They could have just like taken,
We should have DNA tested it.
Oh, and then taken DNA tests. Everyone needs to swab. Everyone needs to swab.
I want to know whose tampon this is. All right.
That's a whole scene from an entire show.
Last thing, I serenaded Dan with a song. So if you guys have been following this podcast, I told you a while ago, I wrote him a song. We met on an airplane. We were flying back. It was the last radio gig that I did when I worked for 99.5. In an airport, we get on the airplane, Southwest Airlines, and I'm sitting next to this guy, and he starts talking to me about the weather. He's like this cute dork, he's got these like round glasses. He's a little bit chubby. I was like, oh, who's this guy? He brings out his nerdy weather app. I was like, all right, look, do you just want to make out? Like,
storm is due south, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. Let's like have sex. So anyway, we hit it off. I give him my business card. So we end up exchanging.
Your business card. Wow. I love that.
It's like non-committal and I was really drunk. So I was like, I don't know. Do I want to
take my business card? We'll do business later.
Yeah, like tune in. He'd never heard of the radio show ever. He's like, I only listen to Howard Stern. I have no idea who you are.
Isn't that the most humbling thing? You're like, oh, good. I'm just like, on one of DC's top radio stations.
He gave zero shits.
Zero fucks.
So I email him. He puts his cell phone at the bottom. We text, calls me, asks me out to dinner. And then we've been together ever since. There've been some moments. We've had our moments.
Ups and downs, but every relationship does. You guys are the strongest. You've survived everything. No, not even kidding.
I I've put him through the ringer.
You've put him through the fucking. And, I did want to mention this, that your speech was really not a dry eye in the reception house. I mean,
really, I don't know. Yeah, tell me.
You were incredible at speaking. Well, one, you're just like, you're a natural, but your speech was just so beautiful. And you just said that Dan, he's the man for you because he always comes through. I took a whole video of that and I should post it. It's so amazing. And just, he's always been there. He's your right hand. Like, it's just, he has been through so much. Your biggest supporter, which is all you want in your significant other.
Well, that's the only, I'm not one to give any advice on relationships except for this. Like, I think the thing for me with Dan is, I said this, and this is what I wanted people to get, is Dan always steps up to the plate.
Yes.
He always rises to the occasion. And that is, whether it's like going to couples therapy and working on our relationship or supporting my business when I haven't, or going on vacation, staying in one room with my family.
Your family.
He just has always risen to the occasion. And it took me a while to appreciate that. And I'm grateful that Dan stuck around for me to get it. Right. But after a while, I was like, shit, not everybody is going to do that. So all I can say is if you have somebody that keeps showing up, because no one's going to be perfect. No one's. And that's just what drives me crazy is everyone's like, is this a red flag? Is this a red flag? It's like, well, does the person have good moral values? Do they treat you well? Do they have respect for themselves? Do they keep wanting to work on your relationship? Well, then I got news for you. They might drink frilly, girly drinks, but you got to get over that. Like, I have a girlfriend. She won't go out with a guy if he drinks white wine on the first date. I'm like, you can't, that's so crazy. Then you don't want to meet somebody.
Really? That's her like red flag?
She feels like a man should not drink white wine on the first date.
I would have lots of fun. I'd be like, you drink white wine? Shit. We're going to be on boats sipping on that Pinot. That's great.
But I hope that little speech, I didn't want it to be long.
It wasn't. And then, your brother came right up, Seth, and he was like, the moment I know Dan was the one for you was when Mom farted. And, he just lightened the mood. It immediately just changed the whole tone. And everybody was like,
my mom, we all went to Disney, stayed in one room, and my mom ripped the biggest fart, and Dan never even cracked a smile. Like, everyone else was like, oh my God. We were like, Mom, God, we were like, what are you doing?
And she
and
was
Dan
like,
was completely like reading his book, like deadpan. It was like,
and everybody was just chill.
It was like 18 times louder. It was like literally a blowhorn. We were like, what the fuck?
You guys were all, you had 2 double beds?
Yeah, 2 double beds and a pullout. So my mom and Kimber slept in one bed, Dan and me, and then Seth on the pullout.
Seth, and then your mom just lets out a big fart. What, 8 p.m. or was this the middle of the night?
Oh, like 8 p.m. Like we're sitting there watching CSI, like trying to unwind. And just,
you guys are in Disney World and you're in your room at 8 p.m., all of you? What the fuck? That's the first thing.
Because Andrea, we could get up at 6. We hid the Disney character breakfast at 7. We did all of our events till 3, and then everyone wanted to do pool time. Anyway.
And we went back to sleep and Mom ripped a fart. It was so good. The whole thing. It felt like 2 seconds though. Did it not feel like a whirlwind? Like it was one, then we went to the picture booth and then we did the dinner.
And that's
then
what I wanted. Like, because you go to a lot of weddings where there's so much downtime and you're like, what next? I was like, no, every 30 minutes, I want shit happening. So you've got people moving, the kids are playing, you've got people at the photo booth camera. And then, I wrote my song to Dan. So I rewrote Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA to basically how we met. How did that go over? You're like my crowd, Rita.
It was fantastic. There was a couple in the beginning, a couple faces that were like, what the fuck is going on? And then everybody, as soon as you hit that chorus and the Yacht Rock song was on, everybody got it.
And I bought like $300 in captain's hats, which only bought us 50 hats. Don't even ask. It was like crazy. And Dan was like, I can't believe you're spending $275 like on these hats. I was like, I need them. Okay, you'll understand. And the hats were a huge hit.
The hats were a huge hit.
Everybody, and I only ordered 50, and many people came up to me after and said, "Do you have extra hats?" I thought, "Oh my God, I should have spent $600
on double hats,
100 hats."
Oh my God! All right, here's the song.
Oh, here's the song.
Okay. I think we throw them out at the end. Let's hear this song.
Who's that? That's your cousin in the back. Like,
that's my cousin
song.
Sarah. I got my ring on.
in Bristol, Maine.
Everybody's looking at us now. Like, who's that podcast chick rocking kicks and Walter White from Breaking Bad?
That was the best. Got some good laughs.
This definitely ain't a DC party, because all I see are Trump voters. I guess you never got the memo. Dan's tummy's turning, but I think it's because of craft beer. It probably makes him kind of nervous. But the DJ gal turned on the stereo, and the Yacht Rock song was on. And the Yacht Rock song was on.
Oh my God. I was in my fucking glory. I had the most amazing wedding and I'm so grateful that you came. And like I said, this wedding has made me appreciate my dear friends and realize what a great group of girlfriends I have and
It was so fun.
family. And I just want to do it all again. But I mean, like I said, ask me 3 credit card payments in because, we're not buying a house. We're not buying a house because we just spent an insane amount of money on a wedding.
We'll be living in the apartment for a while, but we'll be happy and married.
You know the apartment that I tell you about that I live in where you can throw the cup, from the bed into
From
the
the bed
sink?
into the sink, yeah.
Well, we're staying there.
Well, we're comfortable there.
Yeah, we're comfortable. Yeah, we're very comfortable.
Okay, so now what's next? Honeymoon when? Are we doing it? Baby? What's going on?
Working on a baby and a honeymoon in January. Maybe to Turks and Caicos.
Bam, bam, bam.
I don't know where we're getting that money either, but
Turks and Caicos, please sponsor.
So anyway,
God,
you guys
married.
Thank you. It was awesome. It was so worth it. I can't even tell you. You should definitely wait until you're really ready. Like I just kept having a feeling like I really want to move forward with my personal life. I really want to get married. Let's do this. I want to do this. And
incredible.
Like wait till you have that feeling and then it's like worth every dime.
Oh,
it was awesome. I know. I was crying the whole day
So
as you
beautiful.
saw it.
Yeah.
I was like so emotional, like saying those words to Dan. It was just like
I clinked my glass every 2 seconds.
Well, I did say to people, one of my favorite things is to make out with Dan and like to kiss
so
him.
clink that glass.
So I said clink the glasses because he can't, we can't object today. Like I'm always trying to take him to like the Nats ballpark and make out. And he's like, no, PDA is gross.
He was all about PDA at the reception. He was loving it.
Well, you know what? I think he was actually really enjoying it. I think he was.
I fucking
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Dan was enjoying himself. I don't know.
By
He
the way-
came up to me. He was so sweet. Like he was just like, hey, like so happy. And then, did we get any pictures together?
Oh my God, I hope so. I hope Joff took some
Joff
photos.
was when you came over and talked. I think
so.
I'm really hoping. I hate on Instagram when you're like so happy to celebrate Sarah and Dan, and then it's a picture of like you, like me. I'm like, okay, I should have a picture with you guys. I hated posting that, but I looked at my phone and all I had was either photos of you and Dan or just like Schmiggy and me or like me and TK or, so I hope Joff got some photos.
I'll tell you, TK, Liz, Tia, Sarah Hua, Schmigs,
We had a good old-
Claudine. I mean, you guys brought it. And I give Iggy so much credit. That poor guy drove 12 hours.
It's fucking fine.
He hit like 4 or 5
It's fine.
5-hour energies. And then you were like, of course, AJ's the life of the party anyway. So she was like beautiful, tall, she's just down on the floor with all the blood, just like doing all the kicks. It was awesome.
I definitely fell on my ass by like towards the end of the night with like that one lady who I don't even know the name of, but she was like, her and I were like dancing. We were both pretty drunk.
Okay. So there were some wasted people and it was awesome.
No, well, they cut us off so that it was like all you could drink and with like hard liquor. And then I went back to when we were inside the upstairs reception.
From 2:30 to
nighttime,
6:30, it was all you
open
could
bar.
drink hard booze.
Yeah.
And yet it wasn't enough. People were very
Yet
upset
it
when
was-
the bar, they get very upset when you cut the bar off at 6:30 and you go to beer and wine. They
All
weren't
we have is
happy.
beer and wine. I'm like, no. Downstairs they had vodka. Where's that? No, we're cut off of that. I was like, fucking give me. No, I'm just kidding. I was fine. I was like, all right, I'll take a white wine. Thank you. We had so much fun.
Okay. Thank you guys. It was amazing. Any details that you want to know, you can always DM me. I want to talk about AJ's career. I do have to thank 2 sponsors. AJ auditioned for Saturday Night Live. This is so huge. I'm just so. I guess all we do is blow each other, like smoke up each other's asses.
I know.
Show, but I'm
The whole entire
so
show. Sarah, you're amazing.
Let's talk Everlane. You, AJ, you and I have both had clothes from Everlane, and we absolutely love them. Would you buy a t-shirt for $50 if you knew that it only cost $7 to make? Well, we wouldn't. With Everlane, you never overpay for quality clothes. Everlane only makes premium essentials using the finest materials without traditional markup. They want you to know that you're paying what you're paying for and why. So they tell you their costs and are radically transparent about every step of the process, from the materials they use to the ethical factories that they also work with. No matter your style or preference, Everlane's clothes look better, cost less, and last longer. Because Everlane sells directly to you, their prices are 30 to 50% off, lower than traditional retailers. AJ and I have cute skirts from them, a dress. They're on our Instagram at HeyFrase and at Andrea Lopez Comedy. Okay, right now you can check out your own personalized style and collection at everlane.com/Frase. That's FRASE. Plus, you'll get free shipping on your first order. That's everlane.com/Frase, FRASE, everlane.com/Frase. In 2018, they made a commitment to eliminate all virgin plastic from their supply chain by 2021, and they're on par to hit that goal. We absolutely love them. Everlane is radically transparent about every step in their process with their responsible sourcing and ethical factories. You'll actually know where your clothes are coming from, how they're made, and how they price each item. No other company is as direct and open about their business as Everlane. See why Angelina Jolie, The Today Show, and NPR all love Everlane. So does the HeyFrase show. And we also have to thank, because we are big fans of Joybird. Joybird is a great place to start designing your home. Summer is the time to relax and enjoy the best in life, and now you can do it right with your own home. Whether you're throwing a backyard barbecue, an ice cream social, or a quiet night with family, you want furniture that feels uniquely you. Joybird empowers you to create the furniture and space that brings you joy and keeps this and those summer vibes flowing all year long. We've also used Joybird, absolutely love them. They've released their summer look book featuring looks from their outdoor chairs to their Liam leather sofa and the Jules brass planter. Turn your ideas into reality with hundreds of styles and options. If you want a sofa in aquatic blue or indigo, they can do that. Love seat in the hottest red, an inviting coral, or even bubblegum pink. If you can dream it, Joybird can make it a reality. Their quality can't be matched. Each Joybird piece is made by hand with care and precision using high-quality hardwood and responsibly sourced materials to fit your exact specifications. Limited lifetime warranty is included. See how Joybird can help you design your dream space. Make furniture your own at joybird.com/Frase25. Create the furniture that brings you joy today at joybird.com/Frase, FRASE25. Go to joybird.com/Frase25 and receive an exclusive offer of 25% off your first order by using the code Frase25. All right. Can we talk about how you're making dreams a reality, AJ?
Oh, God.
You're going to be doing that on Saturday Night Live.
So after the wedding, it was a whirlwind. It was just, I was on such a high, and my agent called me before I left on that Thursday and said, I have the biggest news for you. We sent in SNL your tape and they want an in-person audition. So I'm like, holy fucking shit. She's like, you have 3 days to prepare. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like, just, it's fine. Everything's fine. So I call Sarah. I'm like, hey, after the wedding, I got to run over to New York for pretty much the day. And I won't be there on Monday, but like, let's make it happen. Like, I'll Skype in or something. So
don't worry, I was too much of a mess to even do it. I was too tired.
I was lucky that it happened to me on one of the days. But anyway, I show up and, I have like 1 day to prepare and I have a whole set. It was like 9 to 10 characters, 5-minute set. And I'm thinking I'm going to be in front of like 10 people. Ended up being at UCB Theater, which I've looked up to my entire life. Legendary theater in the Hell's Kitchen area. Amy Poehler, like she's done UCB. And so it was the biggest moment for me, I think, of just like my career and proving to myself. From Bring the Funny, this kind of all these opportunities happen. So I get there and I realize they're like, here's the running order. So I show you the list.
Yeah, show us the list.
And I was like, why do they have to put a running order? Like, what do we need to see this for? So they're like, well, it's a show. So you're number 6. When we call your name, you're going to come out to the stage. I'm like, fuck, this is a live show. Nobody told me this. I mean, I was freaking. I was dying
for you. I thought you were going to do this audition at like 30 Rock or something where they do SNL for like 4 or 5 of the producers. And then they were going to see if they would like next level to get to Lauren or whatever.
Exactly, which is scary in itself. But then on top of it, so it's a UCB live show. You can buy tickets online. There's a lot of industry people like managers and different agencies. So It was a live show, sold out show. So basically, I just took that in. I was like, all right, well, this is showbiz, kids. So I just pulled myself together. I freaked out behind stage, and I was like, you know what, everyone. I asked everyone. I was like, hey, is this your first time? They're like, yeah, but like we all know each other. I was like, oh, sick. And they're like, who are you? I love when people ask me who are you, because I'm like, nobody, but someday you're gonna know my name. Like they're like, oh yeah, where do you perform? I'm like, in my parents' basement. Like, right? So no, but it was like the most craziest moment. So we get out there. I do the set, 5 minutes. I think I'm good. But you get different laughs. And when you're up there, you kind of are just doing your thing. You're in the mindset. So I wasn't even paying attention if I was getting laughs.
AJ, how did you not shit your pants?
Oh, no. It's a one-man show. So you bring your props out and then you just like change into your props really, really fast. Like I had one prop for each character. But yeah, that was pretty much it. And so I walked off stage and
Are you backstage the whole time, or do you have to watch other acts? Because here's my thing. In my mind, I'm the funniest motherfucker. Like, it's me and Joan Rivers, right?
Yeah.
But then, of course, when you go to a comedy club and you start watching all these other people, you're like, oh, shit, how did they make a joke out of
nothing?
Orange juice.
Yes.
You're like, okay. Yeah. So are you watching these people as they're going ahead of you?
You can watch if you want, but I pretty much stood behind stage and I couldn't really hear what people are doing unless they got a huge laugh. So I was like, and everyone was getting huge laughs. I was like, sick. Like, this is so it kind of psyched me out, but I just went into the back room and, just chilled out. And then when I heard the guy before me, that's when I went there and I kind of just like had my note cards and I was just like going through it. So I didn't watch. But then after your set, you can watch behind stage. Like, you can't really like go out and like sit. I mean, if you wanted to, but I pretty much stood behind stage. And it was also my birthday yesterday. So I just like went out with my brother who lives in Queens and his wife. And we had an awesome like birthday dinner. They took me to a celebratory dinner. We went to like La Masseria, and then we went to Caroline's on Broadway. I mean, it was a whole fucking thing. And it was the best day of my life. And regardless of like what happens, it was such a big moment in my career, and dreams fucking happened. Like I said, a time hop came up 5 years ago.
What was it?
It was my 21st birthday or 20th birthday, because I'm 25. And it was just me holding a cake like, hey guys, like it's Dre. I'm so excited. Thank you for my friends and family. And # one day I'll be at SNL. Like, my birthday wish was like SNL and like everybody to be happy in my family. And that was it. That was the dream that came up 5 years ago. And it's just been a really, really amazing time.
You put it out into the universe.
I tell you.
You put it out and it happens.
Yeah. So
that is unbelievable.
It was crazy.
So you were saying that your agents were telling you, which I didn't realize this, that really with SNL, it is many, many auditions. Like,
right.
I was thinking that it's one or two, but you're actually saying it goes like you wait and see about this. You send in a tape, right? Yeah. So if you are to go on, what is the next one?
Next step,
you don't know. They tell you.
They like to keep you on your toes. Yeah. So I sent in a tape. My agent called me back. She's like, hey, this is, they want to see you in person. So then they've done like live showcases all around like LA, Chicago, New York. So then they take their big pool and they see who's going to get to the next. So they're looking for somebody they can write and somebody they can do impressions. So there was comedians that were doing stand-up. They're probably going to be on the writing team. And the team of SNL obviously is so small. So I would probably fill somebody's shoes like Melissa Villaseñor because she's Hispanic. And so it's basically, if someone falls out, someone goes in. But the only way for someone to get on a new cast member is if someone leaves. So it's obviously very, very competitive, but thousands of already famous people have auditioned, have not made it, and their careers have flourished completely. So it's not like an end of the road. But it's just amazing to be on the stage.
I was listening to Howard Stern and Dana Carvey, and Dana Carvey auditioned 3 times. I mean, when you think of legendary Wayne and Garth, Dana Carvey auditioning 3 times before making it on SNL.
Right.
I mean, it's going to happen. And I mean, for you, it's like literally like NBC Bring the Funny. They find you off Instagram. I mean, I can't even wait to see what your act is going to be when you really hone it. Because like all this shit has come down in like 3 months. So like you've had very little time to prepare.
And my agent's like, what's your set? I was like, don't have one. What should it be? I don't know. So I basically just like took all my Instagram videos and just like made it into a set, and that was pretty much it.
And so what did they tell you? They said they didn't like Karen, which I feel like Karen is a staple of yours.
A staple. Not that they didn't like her, but they had just said, we've seen this character before. Karen is my house mom. She has 6 kids. She's a soccer mom, loves snack duty. Jesus Christ. That's Karen. So they're like, we've seen it. Right. So they were like, think of a new one. So I just pulled out one of my grandmothers and I did like a twerking thing. I was like, this is how y'all twerk back in 2019. I said it was like 50 years in the future. So I had like a bathrobe on, and I had the sound guy put on a twerk by Nicki Minaj, and I was just like twerking, and then I fell on the floor and I was like, call 911. I don't know who laughed at that, but that was my That was a character I pulled out of my ass. I was like, I'm just going to have to do that character.
You already have it, girl, because like you don't even care if anyone laughs. Like you're down there falling on the floor.
I'm falling on the floor. I'm wiping blood up off the floor. I'll do it, whatever it takes.
You're using the stage and you don't give one shite if anyone is into it or not. Like that place could have been stone cold, like dark, and you're like, I give zero fucks. You guys, I don't have an act. I'm coming out.
Yeah, and my agent was like, you should just be proud you're here. And I'm like, I am. Like, this is so insane to me. And just like, if you have a dream, own it, do it. Like, don't be afraid. And I know that sounds so fucking cliche, but I used to listen to people that said the same exact thing. And now little old age is here. So
it's gonna happen.
We're gonna keep on
wait.
working. I've auditioned for a lot of other things. So, even if SNL, we've got next year, we've got Just for Laughs Comedy Showcase. That's happening next year. So there's so many things to open yourself up to. If you love comedy, if you love knitting, if your mother loves hooking, go hook. All right? Follow your dreams. Do what you love. What's your passion?
I hope she gets that blue ribbon in the Windsor Fair. I mean, it's coming to fruition for her. Yeah, it really is.
That rug was something. And that microphone was solid. That microphone on that hooking rug, that was the best part of it. Like, besides Sarah and Dan, she hooked an actual purple microphone. I loved that so much.
She was so proud of that rug. It was like amazing.
I mean, it was floating all around all the hotel rooms. It was like the bottle. Like, I mean,
Andrea, what are we going to do when you're on SNL? Like, we have to do like a full, I mean, for all the listeners, like, I mean, this is crazy. I'm just so honored. I swear to God, because I like put out there my intention at the start of the year. I was like, I want to work with bigger people on a bigger stage. Like, I want, it's time for the next chapter, right?
Yes, right.
And then like the fact that I'm sitting here with you and like, I look at what Irene has done, our old intern, and then I look at Leslie.
It's insane.
I'm like, oh my God, we're literally creating stars like from this show. It's insane.
Basically, Sarah has the magic sauce.
Maybe I should be an agent. No, all I've decided
Oh,
is...
God. I mean, really, every single intern has we got new interns. I'm just letting you know, you're about to fucking
you guys,
make it.
Yeah, seriously. You are in good company and karma, for real. It is like, no, I'm like, I have so many things that I want to do that I told you I was going to enjoy the wedding. After the wedding, I'm going to get very quiet about what I want because I am putting it out there. Because I... 1 minute I'm a true crime reporter. 1 minute I'm a motivational speaker. 1 minute I'm a mindful eating weight loss coach. I mean, it's like,
you have experience in all.
No,
but it is funny that your umbrella is just so wide.
I want to just work for E! News and do red carpet. That's going to be my goal.
There you go. Put it out into the universe.
Yeah.
Bam.
I'm going to start, and I have a couple of TV shows that I'm working on.
Incredible. Now, if somebody comes to you and is like, hey, we have an amazing opportunity. It's both weight loss and true crime.
Yes.
What are you going to say?
I'm in.
Yes. Yes, I'm here. Show me where the green room is.
Yeah. What's the show about? It's about how people lose weight after they're murdered. Yes, I'll host. Sure, absolutely. And now
that's a show. That's a show right there.
Smith, who was murdered and then lost 40 pounds in water weight. How did you do it? I'll interview the cops.
Definitely got TLC worthy vibes.
Yeah.
TLC is just all over the fucking place. That's your channel.
That's me. I'm the TLC. I'm
You're
a
the
walking TLC. Like 1 second, the story is a chick hooking up with
600-pound life, and then we
Yeah.
got is Dr. Pimple Popper? That's TLC, or is that Bravo?
No, she's TLC.
I'm telling. TLC is
that's the biggest lie to Pimple Popper. She's taking out tumors. Like I love how they're like, you're
Dr.
thinking
Pimple
pimples, like, oh, you're going to enjoy some squeezing. There ain't shit. She doesn't
man
squeeze
shows
a
up with a
thing.
10-pound tumor on the side of his neck.
He's got a giant growth all over his eye. And they're like, oh, blackhead, you didn't clear for 25 years. All right,
You mean you had a pimple 25 years ago, and now it is a motherfucking tumor. Okay. She covers everything. I'm telling you. The long-lost pimple that's now a
once
tumor.
was a pimple. Now it's a tumor. That's what it should be called.
That show's wild. I'm telling you.
Started as a pimple.
But I think TLC, we got to get you on that.
I'm hosting. I'm honing it in. I'm honing it in. I'm realizing what I don't want so then I can clear the way for what I do.
Yeah, you write a to-do list.
Yeah. Because right now I stop by UCB and then I'm over at, Sirius XM doing a shitty radio show. Then I'm doing traffic. Then I'm back. It's like too much.
Oh my God.
Too many fucking hobbies.
Too many fucking hobbies.
I know.
But that's not a bad thing.
No, it's just you become a jack of all trades, master of none. You know what you're doing. You know what you want to do. 3 years ago, I wanted to start this podcast. I wanted my own thing, wanted to find my voice. That's all happening. I found like true co-host bliss. Like, okay, now it's like next chapter, Things have been really good to me. But now it's like, I want to be on national TV. How am I going to do it? What do I want to do?
Next chapter, national TV. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I think I've said life is crazy like way too much the past 3 months. Like life is crazy, you guys. You never know where your path is going to be. Sarah's married, for instance.
Who the fuck knew? I mean, that, and I asked people that at the wedding, and everyone was like, "What do you guys think? Would I ever get married?" The universal, no. I was like, okay, thanks. How about one supporter out there? I did not think I could be calmed down ever.
Me neither. Now you're just like obsessed with the Schmano's little naked mole rat peen.
Oh my God, I am obsessed with the mole rat. He is just, I don't know, he's my perfect mole rat.
I never know what that means when Sarah says that, but it. We call Schmano her naked little mole rat, but
I feel like we have time for like 2 stories and some celebrity
I knew this was going to happen.
Like pop in.
Hit me.
Dog fishing. How do we feel about it? Dog fishing is now a new trend for online dating where you pose with animals that are not yours. So like you borrow someone's dog. You said, by the way, that Iggy's roommate is currently doing this. And people, of course, who have pets get more hits because everyone's like, oh yeah, I love your dog.
Well, I immediately know, I'm not saying that you're a douche, but if your profile picture involves like your little niece and like dogs and then another baby, it's like, okay, are you trying to, what do you know, it's like, I love long walks on the beach and like I hold babies.
I agree. You're like, I always think when you're putting the dog out
right.
or like the kid out, it's like you really can't, you don't really have anything on your own. So you got to parade out these like tricks.
Now,
like,
if you
that's
have one
thing.
picture of a baby or one picture with a dog, and then I swipe and I see you with your friends, then we're fine. But if it's just, a collage of like you and dogs, I'm like, what is this? What are you, a vet? I don't know. I feel like, yes, I'm going to swipe because I love dogs too.
I think it's frustrating for people are saying now it's very frustrating as well online because a lot of real dog owners swipe on people who are really just dog fishing, only come to find out you don't have a pet. So like they're thinking, we'll go walk our dogs together, only to find out that like Iggy's roommate really doesn't own the dog. It's
right.
Iggy's.
Yes, he has a little corgi and his roommate takes care of it a lot because we were at the wedding, so he had it for the whole weekend. And he's walking the dog around, the neighborhood, and they live in a brand new, beautiful building with like a pool. And he was like, it's picking up chicks all weekend. I was like, it's my dog. How old is it? I don't know, a couple months. He has no idea. You never even know the information about the dog.
Isn't
it's
the
not
dog
your dog.
almost a year old now? Like
dog is a year old. My birthday, yesterday. A year old.
And that's when you got it. Really? That dog's a year old? You guys got that dog a year ago?
Right time fucking flies.
Oh my God.
But if I ever break up with Iggy, he'll always remember me because it's his dog's birthday.
You won't. You guys are great together. He's like just like Schman. He hangs in there. You were like mopping the floor with that dress. He was like, oh, just another Andrea night. He's like totally cool with that. I was like, how you doing? He's like, great.
But you're not even a dog person, so yes, I wasn't trying to.
No, I'm not. I love animals. I wish no harm on animals, but now animals are an expensive hobby. It's like, no, I don't want a dog. They eat, they are adorable. Then you come home, they've eaten tinfoil, and then you got to do like $2,000 surgery.
Fuck, that is so true.
They always do. They
eat one sock
$1,000.
You're like, fuck, it was a sock.
I know. I'm like, no, it's a pass.
Bullshit.
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 All right, here's everything that's popping, which is everything in celebrity news. Miley Cyrus, her sexual antics broke down the marriage. You think that's true?
Miley is a fucking nut, but she's a fun nut, and I think Liam just wasn't ready for that ride.
Well, People magazine just put out a story this morning that claims that Liam is actually a party animal as well, that he's just created this persona that he's really chill, but that's driven Miley crazy. And that because Miley is always the one out there putting it out.
And crazy.
But behind the scenes, apparently he's a huge party animal with his guys. So a lot of drunken nights, they would get into fights, that he's not as innocent, which I always think is true. It always takes two, it's never one.
You don't end up with Miley by being a quiet, introvert.
Yeah.
For sure.
That dude is not home hooking rugs. No. I mean, he's out hitting the bong too.
Hitting the bong and bong rips. But it's one thing because Miley, her recent video, she has claws down in her vagina. She's licking out vagina fruits. So it's like at one point, everybody's got their own thing. I loved them. They broke up. They got back together. The last song, which is totally not their life. It's always funny when crazy people portray really fun people, normal people in movies.
Oh, I know.
But that's where they met on the set of that. So I don't know. I just really had hopes for them, and I loved how crazy they both were, and I just thought that their craziness made sense, and he loved who she was as a person. I'm sad.
And apparently Caitlyn Carter, who's Brody Jenner's ex that Miley has been hooking up with, sources tell People magazine that it's really just a distraction for Miley. They're not in love. They're hanging out.
Yeah, she admitted she's pansexual. She's like, I don't fall in love with the gender. I fall in love with the person. And whatever. She just broke up. She's on a rebound. It just happens to be Brode's little ex.
A bummer for them. Good thing they got married at Billy Ray Cyrus's house. That didn't cost him much. Yeah.
Just in the back of my dad's house.
Good call,
which is
guys.
a mansion.
Yeah.
Good call. It looked so intimate. That whole wedding was actually beautiful. I am really upset. I was actually devastated. I was like, fuck. Like,
I know.
That's
Celebrity breakups are hard.
Celebrity breakups. I don't really care if it's, Johnny Depp, because I saw that one coming. Charlie Sheen, get divorced as many times as you want. But Liam and Miley?
They're young, though. She's only 29.
Throw me a bone. Yeah, she is really young.
Chrisley knows best. I love the show. Everyone's obsessed with Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie. They are now looking at the stars could face 30 years in prison after being indicted for federal tax evasion and bank fraud. Todd allegedly told a colleague in his company, Chrisley Asset Management, to make documents falsely showing he and Julie were worth $4 million. In March of 2017, Tarantino, who was the former employee, claimed to the IRS, the Chrisleys, did not have enough money to pay Todd's outstanding 2009 tax bill. However, prosecutors discovered in June 2017 alone, the Chrisleys received $300,000 in their bank account and had spent $7,000 at an electronics store. Chrisley,
hate to see it.
I'm not surprised though, right? Because aside from that show, I'm really not sure what they do. Is anybody?
No, everyone always asks that, and they've had trouble before. And this is the same guy that put them in court, right? Too before.
Well, Todd Chrisley put out on his Instagram, he alleges that this Tarantino is a disgruntled Peter Tarantino. I want to make sure. Peter Tarantino is their accountant, who's also accused of falsifying tax returns. But Todd Chrisley put out on his Instagram that a disgruntled former employee is the one that keeps feeding this to the IRS, and that they have been haunted by this person who essentially the first time went to the IRS. And it was completely dismissed. The Chrisleys did nothing wrong, took it to someone else, convinced them to pursue it, and now here they are.
It is true. No one really knows what Chrisley does. Apparently, he's like a huge real estate agent, broker, gets a lot of money from like all his southern houses. But truly, the mom has like never had a job, and he grew up like his mother was a factory worker. So you're wondering like how did he come up so fast?
They're saying that in response, Todd Chrisley told conspirator A, "You are a fucking genius. Just make it show $4 million. This was to the employee. In reality, the lawsuit claims the Chrisleys did not set up a Merrill Lynch account until 2008, and in that account, they never had more than $17,000 in it. That's a far cry from $4 million. Yikes. $17,000? That's it? I mean, the Chrisleys.
I mean, I don't know how they weasel their way onto TV, but I mean, they are really entertaining.
Oh my God. Well, Todd Chrisley, I mean, please, he's like America's like gayest straight dad. It's like the best.
Truly is.
I mean, he really is. It's like, what's going on here, Todd? Your face is frozen. You're like, I mean, he's just like.
But it is a whole show. And like, they have 5 kids. His mother looks spitting image. I think he plays both his mom and him. It's like an Eddie Murphy.
I do too. I think it's an Eddie Murphy. And then at the best, I love when he's always trying to have sex with the wife, Julie. Like he's always trying to get in her pants. We're like, Todd, give me a break.
I don't know how she can do that. He's like, I ain't doing it tonight, Todd. Stop touching me. He's like, come over here. And like, you're like, no, I'm not buying it.
It's like, come over here. It's like much more like Southern.
Seriously, get over here. I love you.
Just don't hit my Botox. And then like they always try to do it at the end. I love it so much. I'm like, Todd,
they're just like
there's
in their
way.
massive bed. Yeah.
I'm like, no, they haven't had any D to the V in a long time.
No, I don't know how they all had 5 kids. I mean,
I love them though. I really hope they don't go to jail. They're kind of like America's Family. I like them.
They are. I mean, the show is completely staged, but it is entertaining. I will give them that.
Porn star Mia Khalifa says she only made $12,000 in her entire porn career. So isn't this crazy? I actually feel bad for her. Despite,
I can't believe it.
Yeah, she only did porn. Did you know she only did porn for like 4 or 5 months?
Actually, no, I thought it was way longer than that.
But she still regularly shows up in top 10 most searched pornography. And she doesn't make any money off that.
What? How is that possible? I thought if you're on Pornhub,
she signed a deal. She signed a deal.
Fuck.
They make all the money, even though she's most searched for porn. She only did like a handful of porns. Isn't that a bummer?
Ow.
It's actually very difficult to get back into the workforce. And
well, with tits like that, I mean, yeah, you just don't show up to your interview like that. You're too hot.
More into detail.
Okay.
So wait, is she trying to get a legitimate job?
Yeah, she's saying that now that I've been, like a porn star, it's kind of hard. No one takes me seriously.
Well, yeah, but you can make all your money off Instagram and endorsements.
But she has tons of followers anyways, which is where
millions.
She's making. So how that makes actually no sense. She's obviously not monetizing. We got to teach her a few things about monetization. We've got a couple thousand.
For you. Yeah, okay, come on over.
We've got a couple thousand followers and we're making, a living.
Why are you looking for a 9-to-5, sister? You've already you must be making coin off that.
For reals.
I want to know what happened. She worked for complex.com, which is a website. She was on a show briefly, and I thought she was doing a great job, but apparently they didn't like her. They fired her. And I was like, bummer.
I just can't believe you're only making $12K. Porn stars walk home with, that's why people become porn stars, because
The cash is so good.
The cash is good. Strippers, hello.
I know. I don't know. She hasn't monetized it. She also moved from Miami to Austin for a quieter life.
Okay.
Good for you. I mean, do what you want, girl, but you should be making coins. That's going to suck. That's going to suck. You signed your rights away because you thought, oh, hey, I'll do porn for a little bit. I'll try it. And you are now regularly for years been top 10 most searched. And you don't make any money off that. That's, oh, God. I would think I would do one more porn just to make the money and own it. You know what I mean?
She should release a sex tape. She's done with. Is she done with the?
She says she's done with porn, but I would get back in the game if I'm the most searched. I get back in the game, do a few more numbers, then at least make the money off it. Like produce my own stuff.
You already have sucked enough D. Like just do it one more time.
What's one more dick?
dick?
Yeah. Why not? That's what I would do.
And then just don't get a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Who wants that?
Who wants a 9 to 5 anyways?
No. I mean, sucking dick is
we went
easier.
into podcasting.
Yeah.
It's either podcasting or sucking dick. You choose.
Okay, look, we're out. What a show today. What a show. You guys, tell a friend
love
that's
you.
never heard of us. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to hear this?
Who doesn't want to hear this mess? I'm just kidding. Today was a phenomenal show.
Phenomenal show. We're back. We'll be back on Monday. Thank you guys so much for listening. Andrea Lopez Comedy now on Instagram.
A new
We'll talk
Instagram
about
name.
that.
I'm probably going to switch it back again. Keep the people on their toes. Don't find me.
Bye, everybody. Love you.